All right, so we're looking at finding the key features for each function. And it says asterisk, if it is not a function, explain why and move on to the next graph. Okay, so is this a function? Because we're looking at a graph, we're going to look at the vertical line test. So for a vertical line test, we're just going to draw a vertical line. And we're going to say, does it ever touch twice? It never does touch twice, so yes, this is a function. And why? It passes the vertical line test. It passes the vertical line test. I'm just going to call that VLT. I'm going to change its style. Let's just do something that's something we can read easily. Okay. X-intercept means where does it cross your x-axis? It does not touch the x-axis, so I'm just going to put NA, not applicable. Okay. Y-intercept, where does it cross the y-axis? It touches the y-axis at the point 0, 2. Okay. What is the minimum, the smallest value? So the minimum and the maximum. So the minimum is 1 and the maximum is 4. And I'm going to go ahead and do straight to the range down here because the range has a minimum of 1 and a maximum of 4. We just found it out. Because these are solid dots, meaning they're completely filled in, I'm using brackets. The domain is going to be finding left to right, and it goes from -2 to +4. So from -2 to +4. Once again, brackets. Increasing, this whole thing is increasing. So from here to here, it's increasing. And it's exact same as our domain, from -2 to +4. -2 to +4. Decreasing is not going down, so not applicable. And constant intervals, also not applicable. Okay, problem 2. Check the vertical line test. So using a vertical line, does it touch twice? Nope. Or more. So this is a function, and why? Because it passes the vertical line test. It passes the VLT. Vertical line test. Okay. X-intercept doesn't cross my x-axis, so not applicable. The y-intercept, where does it cross my y-axis? It crosses at 0, 4. The minimum, so the lowest value and the highest value. The minimum was 1 and the maximum was 9. And it actually doesn't actually get to 9, so the maximum approaches 9. So 9 is not actually the maximum, it's almost up to 9, so approaches 9. All right. Increasing. This is decreasing, so we don't have to worry about increasing. It decreases from -5 to 3. So it decreases from -5 to 3. Now, if you notice, this is an empty circle, and that's why I did a parenthesis here. And this is a solid circle, which is why I did a bracket here. Okay. Constant intervals is not applicable. Domain is the same as our decreasing, -5 to 3. And our range is going back to our maximum and our minimum from 1 until 9. So from 1, because it's a solid dot, to 9, it's going to be a parenthesis because it's an open dot. Okay. Problem 3. Is it a function? If I draw a vertical line, is there any point where a vertical line touches twice? Yes, right here. So once, twice. So is this a function? Not a function. And it's because it does not pass the VLT. Does not pass the vertical line test. Now, when it's set up here, special instructions, said if it is not a function, explain why, and then move to the next graph. So we can just go ahead and this one, move to the next graph. Number 4, is it a function? Try the vertical line test. Never touches. Yep, so this is a function. And it passes the vertical line test. Vertical line test. Our x-intercept is where it intersects, touches our x-axis. So this touches here, 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 and here. So we have, it looks like -4, 0. Looks like maybe 3/4, 0, 2, 0, and 5, 0. Notice how my y is always 0. The y-intercept, however, is when it crosses the y-axis. And this one only crosses at 0, -3. Okay. The maximum and the minimum, the lowest, is right here. And the maximum is right here. So the minimum would be -3, and the maximum would be 5. Okay? And for the range, that would be from -3 until 5. And those are both values, so brackets. Okay. The domain would be from here to here. So it looks like from -6, bracket, because it's a solid dot, until +6. But that's going to be a parenthesis because that's an open dot. All right. Increasing intervals is going to be increasing from here to here and from here to here. So there's one. Gonna need a few more. There's 2 different sections where it's increasing. And remember, we talk about it where it crosses, where it's in terms of x. So it's 0 to 1, changing direction, so 0 to 1, and from 2 to 3. And these are parentheses because they're changing directions. It can't be increasing and decreasing at the same time. Decreasing intervals, it's decreasing from here to here, here to here, and here to here. So we have 1, 2, 3 sections we're talking about. First, it's decreasing from -6 to 0. And the first one actually should be a bracket because it's the only thing it's doing. And from 1 to 2. And from 3 to 6. And this is a parenthesis because that's an open dot. And there's no points where it's flat, it's not constant, so we say not applicable. And then the next video will have 5.